Okay. It is the Krim Eve. I have been searching for literally the past few days. And I'm like super fucking annoyed with everything that I know. And have been trying to research and learn about the stupid fucking boss fight, right? I'm gonna do it raw, but first, a wild walks with the things. Everything people have been speculating and claiming about the Wisps is wrong. About the setup the Wisps is wrong. Is generally just fucking stupid, alright? Alright. When you load into the Wildwood, excuse me. Your spawn point is random. The wood is not fixed. It's not like you're traveling across the same nodes, but you're entering in from different access points. Your map is different every single map. You can only be found in tier 14 plus, 14, 15, and 16. This is a layer of the Hydra, so he can also be found in the special maps, the ones that are considered off Atlas, if they count as a map that has a tier that is above 14. Get that out the way. That's number one. Number two, the bullshit that people are claiming about him is wrong, and I can demonstrate thusly. Also, a little bit of a word of the Wildwood. Don't walk in cardinal directions. Do diagonals. If you have a zone that is walled, you walk in the direction of the zone until you can find an encounter. The way that he spawns, as well as almost all events, in diagonals. As you can clearly see, I went to bottom left, and I walked, and I hit Primal Huntress's node. And just off a random chance, go through here and make sure to buy my shit. Go ahead and give me that Hierophant, please, and thank you. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love Mana Reservation. I love Attack Leech.
Hunt well.
I then walked further around and down, and I lucked into him. When I loaded in and started the recording, you saw that the area was surrounded in blue wisps. And over in this section, there's a light wisp. Neversink, on his personal website Twitter, put down a link saying, "The King of the Mists avoids wisp lights." That is untrue. He does not avoid humors, I'm going to call them, as they're called in lore. He does not avoid humor spawns. He does not avoid light wisp spawns. If you doubt what I'm saying, right there, it does not avoid it. It can spawn nearby it. You just have to look. You just have to be lucky. It's more about finding the encounters than it is about finding him. I will do more research and testing on this. I'll probably drop a video this league if I can get a full breakdown of it with examples and demonstrations. But you need to go diagonals, and you need to do your best to cover as much distance as possible. Light wisps are your friend. If you go in a different direction, and you end up fighting light wisps, and you start hitting walls and connectors, just turn right back around, use a portal to open up to be a marker and a guide, because this place has no map. It basically functions just like if you got light reduction in the Sanctum. Mark your position, where you started from, and memorize the directions you went, and backtrack. Don't try to search around in the area to try and hope that you hit the encounter. Sometimes you might get lucky, and you might want to do that, especially considering that this place is super great for your life force, and it's also super great for Beyond, but also it's also super great for Ritual. Every single time you get his starter fight. The ultimate goal, in order for you to find him, you must be active on War of the Wildwood. They have to task you in order for you to get your fourth and last final point. Do your best to try and navigate as best as you can. And attempt to remember that when it comes to the wisps basically cover a marker zone in an arc. Usually if you find an encounter with either the Warden, the Oathbreaker, or with the Primalist, it'll always have an arc, like an eyebrow, of wisps surrounding any of the points around it in a circle. And it can lead into the darkness as well. Use that as a marker point to define the zone itself. And this is true for all vistas. Every vista has this. The only vista that does not have this is the Nameless Seer. The Nameless Seer must be encountered while you still have light wisps. You cannot interact with them if your light wisps dissipate. And he trades for all of your wisps in trade for a unique item. It's very, very rare you're going to see him. If you do find him, be good. If you find the encounter, just like in any other situation, I'm pretty sure you get a portal to go in, but if you die, you're fucked. So you'll have to look again. So don't fuck up. Play well. Remember to follow the wisps in Phase 2. Stay away from the slams. You should be golden. Mostly. Mostly.
I am beginning to understand more of this wild wood, as a traveler called it. There is a...
Portals are disabled here.
Kill the stranger. Nothingness approaches. Arctic Armok. Thorn grip. Invasive growth. Nothingness approaches. Thorn grip. Nothing in the darkness. Hate the darkness. Exorbitant. Thorn grip.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Nothing. Embrace nothingness.
My
Thorn
mana's
grip.
gone.
You are seen. On fire. Nothing. Embrace nothingness. The slither wouldn't mind, but that cannot help you here. The Wildwood's power is mine! Keep nothingness! You are seen! The is mine! Why do you hate us for wanting to exist?
Nice. Only one I didn't invade is Toad.
Not many get to say they defeated the creature from their childhood tales.
I got the necklace. Yeah. Right there. There it is. There's the actual guide that gives people the information they actually need here. The actual demonstration in real time. None of you have done this. I don't know why. Actually, no. Pause. Let me retract that statement. It is better for us to give live examples and to show people how we encountered the King in the Mists, rather than saying, here's the meta strategy for how to find him. Because the meta strategy for finding him is nice for the technicality, not the word I'm looking for, the methodology. There you go. The methodology of finding him, but that does not then equate to the actual spawn rules of finding him. I'm recording this because I can't be live while I'm doing it, so if anything, and I'm praying, Chris, please, Chris, please, either make him have a guaranteed methodology that goes with the spawn rules of the map, make it easier to read the map, and to also have room detection. I tweeted about this on Twitter, but basically I'm literally who, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Make it so that the hit detection, by that I mean the body detection of the characters, the classes, and the shit, work in such a way that when we enter into a Vista's instance node, whether it's an invisible line or whatever, that when we enter into the node, that node directly rewards us by showing the area itself in its entirety. So like, if in the darkness, we happen to hit with a ranged spell, or we happen to pull the name from a zone, and it runs towards us, we should be able to see that in a zone around us, so that we can actually detect where we're going. And, at the very minimum, even if we're not going to allow for a hard map zone, allow us to be able to have a way to see through this dust that we've actually cleared. Like, on the minimap, the way that we can see shrine nodes, and how for the wardens, we have the ability to see unique and rare enemies. Please make it so that in the Wildwood, each of the encounters themselves get a marker on what is there once we've completed it. Not, we see the marker, or the warden gets a buff, where they get to see a marker of the instance itself, which I guess would kind of be a buff. I guess the Warden of the Magi actually kinda technically is like the starter class for everybody who's not curse-based and can make use of the Oathbreaker. But please make it so that we can actually have proper map detection. Because reading the maps are so hard that everybody's trying to come up with an understanding of what they say is the hard-stuck rules of how it actually works, and all they're doing is confusing people and quite literally telling them half-truths, if not outright lies, that are based on fabrications, that are based on hopeful predictions of anything. Or, at the very least, if this is how it works, and I don't know, because I'm only going off of what I've experienced and what I've seen and what I've done, make it so that every single time there is a marker node. If this isn't how it is already, please consider working this in. If it's not based like that already, because you see that there is a teleport down there, it shows the teleport for where I was. Please make it so that every time there is an actual vendor, he spawns somewhere nearby the vendor. Because we know that there can be multiple vendors in a zone. But please make it so that he spawns near a vendor, or make it one vendor a zone. So if you enter into a zone and your vendor is the Primal Huntress, he is somewhere around the Primal Huntress's node. Maybe that won't make it for what it is you want, but that's just my opinion. Again, guys, we as a player base need to be better about this. Doesn't matter if it's hardcore or softcore. Global has always been useless, but it has been never more demonstrated how useless each other can be for knowledge when not enough people know what it is that they have to do to find the guy. Alright, hope this helps somebody. Have a good day, have a good evening. This is happening on Christmas with Merry Crumbo. I'm Single Player Carl. Links over there on the left side of the screen. I'm gonna play some more. This is literally my first kill. It's been like 16 days. 16 days of spreadsheets. I'm molding. Alright, bye.